Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 353 based on novel. So let's start. The middle-aged man's face was pale and he revealed a bitter expression as he looked at Wang Lin walking closer. He pondered a bit and clasped his hands. Devil Collection Sect Shang-Chi greets fellow cultivator. Wang Lin didn't speak and coldly looked at the middle-aged man before him. This person was at the mid-stage of Nirvana Shatra. Wang Lin had always wondered if he could battle mid-stage Nirvana Shatra after he fused with his original body. The middle-aged man's expression became even more bitter. He let out a sigh and clasped his hands again. 2 days ago, Wu Qing was expelled from the Devil Collection Sect. His words and actions were his own without any connection to the Devil Collection Sect. He dared to provoke your excellency from the God Sect. It is his own fault that he died. Wang Lin still didn't speak and his gaze was still cold. The more he acted like this, the more he fit the identity of someone from the God Sect, someone who arrogantly looked down at the world. A mere rank 6 sect was insignificant in the eyes of a member of the God Sect. The middle-aged man let out a bitter smile. He clenched his teeth and his right hand reached at the void. A crack to his storage space opened and bottles of pill flew out. There were 7 bottles in total. These all contain rank 7 soul-parting death pills. A total of 46 pills. Wang Lin's eyes were still cold. The middle-aged man pondered for a moment, then he reached out again and took out a pill bottle. There are 9 rank 8 soul-parting death pills. Wang Lin's voice was calm, but he gave off a sense of majesty as he slowly said, "I won't pursue Wu Qing's offense toward me anymore, but this is not enough to clear your Devil Collection Sect's offense toward me." This majesty was not something an ordinary cultivator could have. Even a Nirvana Shatra cultivator wouldn't have this unless they were the leader of a powerful sect. Wang Lin was once the divine emperor of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. He didn't need to force it, just thinking about the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect enabled him to naturally display this majesty. The middle-aged man let out a wry smile and took out 2 more bottles of pills. He looked at Wang Lin and bitterly said, 2 rank 10 pills. This is my limit. Wang Lin calmly said, Wu Qing spent tens of thousands of celestial jades to make it difficult for me to get a treasure. The middle-aged man didn't speak. He took out a bag from his storage space. Without looking at the bag, Wang Lin took everything and nodded at the middle-aged man. He turned into a ray of light and flew toward an inn in a city on the east side of Penglai. It wasn't until Wang Lin left that the middle-aged man's expression became ugly. The rage inside him was almost monstrous. Wu Qing, I told you not to provoke this person, but you didn't listen. You deserved to die. However, you implicated the Devil Collection Sect. This person was unexpectedly someone from the God Sect. On the top of a mountain peak on the east of Penglai, Li Qianmei's eyes revealed a strange light. After silently pondering for a long time, she softly muttered, God Sect. It has been many years since the people of the God Sect left the rank 9 region. Only the very core disciples can use the war spirit print. How could they be allowed to leave the God Sect so easily? It was that person's first palm that was very strange. I don't know what spell is tyrannical enough to control the origin energy like that. It almost felt like a slave imprint. Wang Lin didn't move very fast as he flew across the sky and returned to the east side of Penglai. He immediately saw the half-ruined city and the countless cultivators flying in the sky. These cultivators all had complicated expressions when Wang Lin arrived, and they all stepped aside. They all looked at Wang Lin with a hint of fear. None of the cultivators that had come here were weak, and what had just happened had shaken them greatly. That giant palm was very surprising. In the Cloud Sea, almost everyone knew that that easily distinguishable palm was the God Sect's #1 spell, the War Spirit Print. Even those that were skeptical were no longer suspicious after seeing the might of that palm. Among the cultivators from the rank 6 sects, their elders all came out to greet Wang Lin. Master Ashenpine looked at Wang Lin from afar with a smile to cover his shock. He seemed like he wanted to talk. Wang Lin's expression was calm, but he sneered in his heart. He clasped his hands as a polite response as he moved through the crowd and returned to his inn. In the cultivation world, the strong were respected. Wang Lin had revealed that he could easily kill an early-stage Nirvana Shatterer cultivator and could use the War Spirit print. Now no one in the rank 5 region would dare to provoke him. Even the treasured Jade sect didn't dare to blame him for destroying half the city. After returning to the inn, Wang Lin counted this harvest. On top of what the middle-aged man had given him, there was the myriad of items from Wu Qing's storage space. After looking at everything, Wang Lin took out the red feather. Holding the feather in his hand, a flame appeared in his left eye. The flame flickered and seemed to resonate with the fire origin energy inside the feather. If I can undergo my third vermilion bird awakening, I will become even stronger. Unfortunately, this one feather isn't enough. The feather in his hand immediately turned into a flame that looked like a vermilion bird. It flew from his hand and circled him as if it was very happy. Finally, it entered into Wang Lin's left eye and disappeared. The moment the vermilion bird entered his left eye, a sea of flames appeared around him. However, the flames didn't destroy anything in the inn but instead burned the void. After a long time, these flames were absorbed into his body. Wang Lin took a deep breath and began to ponder. After killing Wu Qing and using the name of the God sect, there should be no one on Penglai who would dare to have any ideas about me. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. So it's time to start the harvest. During the next few days, the rank 6 sects all came to visit, and the old monsters from Master Ashenpine's party came to visit as well. Wang Lin calmly received them all. None of the visitors came empty-handed, and they were all very respectful. Although they were still doubtful of Wang Lin's identity, it was impossible to verify it. Only the people of the God sect would know if Wang Lin was real or fake. If he was fake, it would be fine because then at most they would lose some gifts. However, if he was real, then having a good relationship with him was the dream of any sect. On this day, he sent away the cultivators from the Dao Spell sect, and the old man in black who had the feather came to visit. This old man didn't talk about what happened before at all and looked calm. He feared Wang Lin in his heart. After all, Wu Qing was easily killed by Wang Lin, and he was also at the early stage of Nirvana Shatterer, so it was natural to be extremely cautious. After exchanging pleasantries, the old man clasped his hands. Fellow cultivator Lu, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Du De. I have no sect and I'm just a rogue cultivator in the rank 6 region. It's an honor to meet fellow cultivator Lu here at Penglai. Wang Lin smiled and slowly said, fellow cultivator Du is as free as the clouds without any sect holding you down. I'm envious. The old man in black wryly smiled and shook his head. This old man likes peace and quiet, so I didn't enter any sect. I only came to Penglai because an old friend invited me. After the big auction in 2 days, I'll leave. If fellow cultivator comes to the rank 6 region in the future, you can come and visit my cave. Wang Lin nodded. He looked at the old man in black and pondered for a moment. This old man in black's cultivation had already reached this point, so he was naturally very aware. If fellow cultivator Lu wants to say something, then there is no harm in just saying it. Wang Lin looked at the old man in black and slowly said, I wonder where fellow cultivator Du got that vermilion bird feather. The old man in black pondered a bit and said, I obtained it from a wild continent in the rank 6 region. Outsiders don't know about it and I only found it by accident. All the fierce beasts there are good with fire and it is a dangerous place, so I didn't venture far in. After he finished speaking, he took out a jade and his divine sense went inside before handing it to Wang Lin. If fellow cultivator Lu is interested, you may check it out. However, don't go in too deep. According to my observations, there is a rank 11 fierce beast there. Wang Lin took the jade and scanned it with his divine sense. He then clasped his hands at the old man in black. They talked for a bit more before the old man in black left. Over the past 2 days, Wang Lin had subtly spread out the news that he was looking to buy star maps. Soon, people began to buy star maps, and in just 2 days, almost all the star maps in the city had been brought. After the maps had been carefully verified, the star maps eventually ended up in Master Ashenpine's hands. Holding these star maps, Master Ashenpine went to the inn Wang Lin was in. After catching up, he took out a bag filled with star maps. I heard fellow cultivator Lu was interested in star maps, so I had people gather some. However, there is too much false information, so I don't know how much is accurate. Fellow cultivator Lu needs to carefully examine them. After taking the bag, Wang Lin smiled and clasped his hands. Thank you, fellow cultivator Ashenpine. This has saved me a lot of trouble. After talking for a while, Master Ashenpine looked at Wang Lin and suddenly said, I wonder if fellow cultivator Lu will have any urgent matters to attend to after tomorrow's auction. Wang Lin looked at Master Ashenpine and shook his head. Fellow cultivator Ashenpine, you can just say what you need to say. Master Ashenpine pondered for a bit and said, I know of a secret place, and there may be something there that you would be interested in. As he spoke, he looked at Wang Lin. After finding no change in Wang Lin's expression, he took out a jade and handed it to Wang Lin. Wang Lin accepted the jade. He didn't check it but looked at Master Ashenpine with a smile that wasn't a smile. Master Ashenpine let out a dry cough and said, long story short, I see that fellow cultivator Lu is trading for a lot of origin crystals. If you help me enter that place, I'll gift you 10,000 origin crystals as a reward. Wang Lin calmly swept the jade with his divine sense and his eyes closed. The room was quiet. Master Ashenpine was not anxious and waited for Wang Lin's reply. After a moment, Wang Lin opened his eyes and calmly said, I want 20,000 origin crystals, 10,000 up front. Master Ashenpine hesitated for a moment before he nodded and smiled. Good. To gain the help of someone from the God sect for 20,000 origin crystals is a good value. After tomorrow's auction is over, I'll deliver the origin crystals and we will head out. Master Ashenpine clasped his hands and left. After he left Wang Lin's room, his smile disappeared and he let out a cold snort in his heart. How can the people of the God sect be lacking origin crystals? This person's identity is extremely suspicious. Whether his identity is true or not doesn't matter as long as he behaves. As long as I can enter that place, my cultivation level will climb. And then, Master Ashenpine took a deep breath and suppressed the excitement in his heart. He had been preparing for this for almost 1,000 years. In these 2 short days, the part of the city that was destroyed by Wang Lin's war spirit print was quickly rebuilt by the treasured Jade sect. In just 2 short days, a large amount spirit stones was used and countless cultivators worked on the repairs. The city was restored before the auction arrived. The auction on Penglai was very important and the items being auctioned were all very valuable. The reason so many old monsters would come to Penglai was due to this auction. The location of the auction was at the square at the center of the main city of Penglai. This wasn't an auction just anyone could enter, only those with an invitation were allowed in. There was a large amount of treasured Jade sect cultivators around this 100,000 feet area preventing outsiders from entering. When the auction was about to begin, all the old monsters from the various sects arrived and entered with their invitation jades. Wang Lin was also a bit interested in the auction. He calmly flew toward the center of the main city. Along the way, all the cultivators that saw him respectfully clasped their hands at him. During these 2 days, almost everyone had memoized Wang Lin's appearance, and no one dared to offend him. It didn't take long for Wang Lin to arrive at the main city. The cultivators of the treasured Jade sect could stop anyone without an invitation jade. However, after seeing Wang Lin, their minds trembled and they moved out of the way. They didn't dare to check if Wang Lin had an invitation jade or not. There were almost 100 cultivators scattered across the square. Most of them were Nirvana Scryer or Nirvana Cleanser cultivators. There weren't many Nirvana Shatterer old monsters. Wang Lin's arrival immediately caught the attention of all these cultivators. They all clasped their hands at him and some even went up to chat with him. Wang Lin calmly dealt with them as he looked through the crowd and saw Li Qianmai in the distance. Li Qianmai noticed Wang Lin's gaze and chuckled. Her eyes were as bright as the stars. A moment after Wang Lin entered the auction square, an elder in red entered with a middle-aged man. After seeing Wang Lin, he let out a hearty laugh. For fellow cultivator Lu to come to my humble auction is the honor of my treasured Jade sect. Wang Lin knew this elder in red. He was one of the people that had visited him over the last 2 days representing the treasured Jade sect. So it's Elder Cao. Wang Lin revealed a smile and clasped his hands. The old man in red was very polite. He didn't dare to underestimate this youth in white before him. Every time he thought about how Wu Qing had died, he would tremble. Before he visited Wang Lin on the behalf of the treasured Jade sect, he was clearly aware that this person was not normal. That calmness and speech along with the hint of illusion whenever he looked at Wang Lin's eyes were enough to shock him. Later, he reported all of this to the sect master. After pondering for a long time, the sect master sent out a message. No disciple of the sect could offend this person on Peng Lai. Whether he is part of the God sect or not has nothing to do with my treasured Jade sect. Just the fact that he was able to kill Wu Qing so easily is enough for him to be respected. The old man in red talked with Wang Lin for a bit before looking up at the sky. He smiled at Wang Lin and said, "Fellow cultivator Lu, the auction is about to start. If you have anything you want to take out to auction, you have to hurry." Wang Lin pondered a bit. He indeed have a few things he wanted to auction to trade for as many origin crystals as possible. After a moment, he smiled. "Might as well. I do have 2 treasures I want to auction." "Oh? Treasures that fellow cultivator Lu is willing to auction can't be normal." The old man in red revealed a hint of interest. Wang Lin didn't speak as he raised his right hand and reached out. A crack to this storage space opened and 2 objects surrounded by black light flew out at the old man in red. The old man's eyes lit up and he looked at Wang Lin. He saw that there were seals on the treasures and therefore didn't check them with his divine sense. He let every cultivator's gaze gather and clearly see the shapes of the treasures before putting them away. Wang Lin looked at the old man in red with a smile that wasn't a smile and clasped his hands. The old man coughed and softly said, "This old man will first send these 2 items to the elder responsible for the auction. Fellow cultivator Lu can rest assured." With that, he clasped his hands and left. That old man is an interesting person. Wang Lin's gaze swept by the old man's back. After the old man in red left, other cultivators came up to talk to Wang Lin. This included the scholar in white and the beautiful woman from Master Ashen Pine's auction. The 3 weren't unfamiliar. After they talked for a moment, the square began to tremble and everyone became quiet. The ground shook even more violently and cracks appeared around the square. 16 huge, stone tablets rose into the air. These 16 stone tablets broke out from the earth and stopped after they were 1,000 feet into the air. Light began to surround the tablets. At the same time, the earth around the 16 tablets continued to tremble and more than 40 smaller tablets flew out from the ground. They stopped when they were 800 feet in the air. This didn't end. After these 40 tablets flew out, more than 100 tablets flew out outside them and stopped 500 feet in the air. These tablets formed a giant formation. This was not the first time a majority of these cultivators had participated in this auction, so they weren't surprised. They all scattered and sat down on the various tablets based on their cultivation levels and status. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he took a step forward. He arrived above one of the 16 stone tablets in front and sat down. No one was surprised he was able to sit there, it seemed quite obvious to everyone. Looking around, all the cultivators that sat on these 16 tablets were Nirvana Shatterer old monsters, and Wang Lin knew most of them. After almost everyone was seated, Charming Shadow arrived on Wang Lin's stone tablet. Li Qianmai blinked at Wang Lin and quietly sat down. After sitting down, Li Qianmai whispered as if she was talking to herself, "I'm about to leave." As she was sitting on Wang Lin's side, the wind blew by, causing a few strands of her hair to flutter before Wang Lin. The gentle fragrance from her body clearly entered Wang Lin's nose. The fragrance was very light. Just like Li Qianmei's tranquility, it could calm one's heart. At this moment, the auction began. The person responsible for the auction was an elder of the treasured Jade sect with a square face. He floated above the square with the first item. It was a bell-like treasure with a number of fierce beast tattoos carved on it. After noticing her own hair reaching Wang Lin, Li Qianmei's face turned slightly red. She quickly pulled her hair back and casually bundled it up. When Wang Lin didn't look at Li Qianmai but looked at the treasure jade sect elder who was explaining the effect of the treasure. "I'll leave after the auction," Li Qianmai said softly, her eyes looking at the distant sky. No one knew what she was thinking. Wang Lin quietly said, "I'll send you off." At this moment, the bell was sold and the elder of the treasured jade sect took out the second item. It was a pill. Li Qianmai revealed a gentle smile. She turned around and looked at Wang Lin with bright eyes. She softly said, "How will you send me off? Will you just be sending me off from Penglai?" "Okay." Wang Lin nodded and still didn't look at Li Qianmai. Li Qianmai looked at the side of Wang Lin's face. She pondered for a bit and softly said, "Or send me to the rank 9 region." Wang Lin simply pondered. "Or send me to the demon sect and resist the invasion of the fierce beasts with me." Li Qianmai's voice was beautiful. It was like music that circled Wang Lin's ears. Wang Lin was still silent. Li Qianmai turned around. She looked into the distance and let out a sigh. At this moment, the second item was sold. The elder of the treasured jade sect took out the third item. It was a painting. It had no mountain on it, but the river and lake on it were moving and looked very real. Li Qianmai was silent for a long time and softly said, "I originally wasn't going to leave this early, and there are still a few things I haven't figured out. However, Master sent a summon yesterday." The fierce beasts at the demon sect suddenly increased. All the disciples of the rank 9 sects must rush over to help as soon as possible. "I don't know how long I'll be gone this time." Wang Lin slowly said, "Have a safe trip. When you were battling Wu Qing, I didn't act because..." Li Qianmai hesitated but was interrupted by Wang Lin. Wang Lin calmly said, "I understand." Li Qianmai looked at Wang Lin. After a while, she whispered, "Do you really understand?" Wang Lin didn't answer but looked at the painting in the elder's hand as the cultivators offered. After pondering a bit, his voice immediately spread out. "This painting, I'll take it." After he spoke, everyone who was offering stopped. They all looked at Wang Lin and no longer offered. No one dared to compete with Wang Lin. The matter with Wu Qing was known by everyone. The reason Wu Qing had died, aside from his greed, was due to competing with this fiend for a treasure. Wang Lin's right hand reached at the void and took out the scroll from the elder of the treasured jade sect. He opened it, took out a lot, and turned around. This was the first time he had looked at Li Qianmai's beautiful face that could make one's heart race and those tranquil eyes. "A gift to you." Wang Lin handed over the painting. Li Qianmai silently pondered. After a long time, she smiled and took the painting. She stood up biting her lower lip and whispered, "If you find the person who found the jade of the heaven-breaking sect, please pass him this message, the heaven-breaking sect welcomes him." After she finished speaking, she no longer looked at Wang Lin and moved like a dancing butterfly. Her black hair suddenly turned into a stunning blue color and she gradually disappeared before the eyes of the cultivators. She was still holding that painting. Wouldn't it be better to forget about each other? Is it? Wouldn't it be better to forget about each other? Yes, Wang Lin didn't look at Li Qianmai as she left. Wang Lin's heart didn't move for this woman who was also named Li. His heart was dead, it had died during that roar of indignation on the moon. His heart had been torn into pieces the moment Liu Mai took out that resentful soul. Rather than us relying on each other, wouldn't it be better to forget about each other? Two different types of emotions represented two different attitudes toward life and also two different choices. Throughout Wang Lin's life, he had met many women who were more beautiful, more talented, and were better than Li Qianmai in every aspect. Whether it was Red Butterfly, Shi Zifeng, Liu Mai, Mu Bingmai, Lu Yanfei, or just some he had brief encounters with. These women all passed by, but in the end, only Li Muwen and Liu Mai had entered his heart. Wang Lin was not one that understood emotions. The changes early on in his life had made him into a murderous devil, and both of his hands were soaked in blood. Even those self-proclaimed devils couldn't compare to Wang Lin. He didn't understand love. If he ever did, He only had an ignorant understanding of it back when he was a youth and hadn't started cultivating yet. He imagined he would one day pass the test and become an official. He would then return home with a wife by his side. Together they would accompany his parents until they were old. However, after the incident with the Ting family, Wang Lin even died once, and this changed his personality greatly. The sorrow enlightened him. Cultivation, the cultivation world only cared about the strong. Wang Lin didn't know his feelings for Li Muwen at all. After Li Muwen died, he spent over 1,000 years in solitude. He walked through the void alone in a daze, and as he walked down his path toward cultivation, he constantly recalled a feeling. Gradually, as he grew older, he understood. Li Muwen had walked into his heart as he recalled these past 1,000 years. She had entered very deep, very deep. The other woman, Liu Mai, had also walked into Wang Lin's heart, but her path was very different. It was very painful, very painful. In the end, Liu Mai still won. But this victory was her tearing a hold in Wang Lin's dead heart and burying herself inside. Wang Lin's heart died and was torn apart by someone else. He was powerless. It'd be better to forget about each other. Li Qianmei's departure and spreading out her blue hair exposed her identity. In the entire Cloud Sea, she was the only person with blue hair. She didn't have to do this, but she still did. The genius of the rank 9 heaven-breaking sect, Li Qianmei, had sat next to Wang Lin and was also gifted a painting by Wang Lin. This was seen by all the surrounding cultivators. Li Qianmei had used this method to give people the answer to whether or not Wang Lin was a member of the God sect. The auction continued, but the gazes of the surrounding cultivators toward Wang Lin were different. Before, many were not certain of Wang Lin's identity as a member of the God sect. There were doubts hidden in their hearts, but they were well hidden. However, a majority of these doubts were dispelled by Li Qianmei's departure. The next item being auctioned is a mountain rock. The elder in charge of the auction looked at Wang Lin and something appeared in his hand. This was an incomplete mountain stone. It was damaged everywhere and was a mess. It looked very ugly. Looking at the mountain stone, Wang Lin seemed to return back to all the fights he had back in all heaven. The mountain stone had collapsed there as well. Wang Lin could only gather this much and had condensed it. It became a useless treasure in his storage space. 1,000 celestial jades. After a moment of silence, a sound came out from the surrounding cultivators. The scholar in white that knew Wang Lin softly said, 5,000 celestial jade. The Tao spell sect elder sitting on one of the tablets in front calmly said, 10,000 celestial jades. No one else offered for this stone. Aside from a few of the powerful cultivators, most people thought it was worthless. However, earlier, when Wang Lin handed the items to the treasured jade sect, everyone got a good look at what the two treasures were. Everyone knew that this mountain stone belonged to Wang Lin. A mere 10,000 celestial jades to make a friend with Wang Lin was something these cultivators were willing to spend. In the Cloud Sea, 10,000 celestial jades was not a small amount. Wang Lin's expression was neutral as his right hand formed a seal and a restriction flew out toward the mountain stone. It fell on the stone and a ripple echoed before disappearing. An ancient aura suddenly spread out from the mountain stone. This ancient aura contained a trace of time. This immediately caused the surrounding cultivators to become serious. The Nirvana Shatra cultivators weren't as fazed. But the Nirvana Scryer and Nirvana Cleanser cultivators all stared at the mountain stone and began to ponder. Mountain Soul. The beautiful woman who knew Wang Lin was a bit surprised. She carefully looked at the stone before shaking her head and saying, unfortunately, it is broken. This isn't a normal mountain stone, it has celestial spiritual energy. Could this item be a mountain of the celestial realm? The scholar in white calmly said, 20,000 celestial jades. Although this item is useless for us Nirvana Shatra cultivators, the juniors in the sect can comprehend the spell within. More importantly, it likely came from the celestial realm and was then refined into this. The elder of the Tao spell sect pondered for a moment and then slowly said, 30,000 celestial jade. 40,000 celestial jades. A voice came from the distance. It was Ouyang Long, who was sitting on a stone tablet in the back. The elder of the Tao spell sect said, 1,000 origin crystals. The surroundings were completely silent. No one else tried bidding, and in the end the elder of the Tao spell sect bought it. Although this mountain stone was uncommon, it didn't set off a wave in the auction, it was at most a ripple. However, the shock the next item brought was something not even Wang Lin expected. This treasure is an armor. The elder of the treasured jade sect took a deep breath. There was hint of doubt and excitement in his eyes. He waved his right hand and a blob of black gas appeared. There was the vague shape of a suit of armor inside. The moment this black gas appeared, the expressions of some of the surrounding cultivators changed and they looked closed. This included the old man with a face full of scars, the scholar in white, and company. I ask fellow cultivator Lu to lift the seal so we can get a better look. The old man clasped his hands at Wang Lin and revealed that this item belonged to Wang Lin. Wang Lin paid attention to the old man's expression. After pondering a bit, his right hand pointed at the suit of armor and a restriction flew out at the black gas. The black gas seemed to boil as it violently churned and layers of restrictions dissipated. Finally, all the restrictions disappeared and the black gas was no longer a blur. It quickly contracted into a black suit of armor and gave off a monstrous devilish energy. This devilish energy was so strong that the world changed colors. A giant vortex vaguely appeared in the sky. It was completely black and slowly rotated. The moment the seal on the armor was removed, the surroundings completely quieted down. All the cultivators' eyes opened wide and even the Nirvana Shatter old monsters were startled. Their eyes shined like they never shined before. Some of the cultivators stood up in shock and disbelief filled their eyes. The old man with a face full of scars gasped and muttered, God sect devil armor. Divine devil armor. It really is the divine devil armor. The divine devil armor that only the God sect possess. The devilish energy from it is extremely dense, it should be a rank for divine devil armor. The entire auction began to stir due to the appearance of this suit of armor. The cultivators that could come to this auction were all knowledgeable, were very powerful, and were all mentally strong. However, at this moment, their mental strength collapsed due to this divine devil armor. The elder of the Tao spell sect clasped his hands at Wang Lin and said, Fellow cultivator Lu, do you really want to sell this? After he spoke, the surroundings immediately became quiet. Everyone's gazes gathered on Wang Lin. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he looked at the scattered devil armor. He didn't think that even this armor would be unexpectedly related to the God sect. A strong interest toward the Cloud Seas God sect appeared in Wang Lin's heart. Wang Lin calmly said, I only want origin crystals. Good. I'm willing to take out 3,000 origin crystals to buy this, the elder of the Tao spell sect said with a decisive tone. This woman offers 5,000 origin crystals. The old woman who traded Wang Lin the star map looked at the armor with a mysterious gaze in her eyes as she made the offer. The scholar in white took a deep breath and said, I believe all of you want to buy this to study the God sect spells. Only God sect members own something like this, and they rarely leak out. I must obtain this. I offer 8,000 origin crystals. The Tao spell sect elder hesitated for a bit and clenched his teeth. 10,000 origin crystals. The Tao spell sect didn't have that many origin crystals, 10,000 was already his limit. The moment this price came out, the surrounding cultivators all gasped. This level of auction was not something most people could participate in. Just at this moment, an eccentric voice echoed. Rank 7 Miles Luo sect offers 13,000 origin crystals. The surrounding cultivators all looked over. It was a youth in yellow holding a fan in his hand who had shouted the offer. The elder of the Tao spell sect stared at the armor and let out a sigh. He stopped bidding. The rest all became silent. This was their limit, they didn't have that many origin crystals. 15,000 origin crystals. Ouyang Long's voice echoed, and there was a hint of trembling within it. Even for him, this price made his mind tremble. The youth in yellow frowned and said, 18,000 origin crystals. 20,000 origin crystals. Ouyang Long clenched his teeth. 25,000 origin crystals. There was a flash of coldness in the eyes of the youth in yellow. 3. 30,000 origin crystals. Sweat appeared on Ouyang Long's forehead. You're merely from the rank 5 treasured jade sect. Where did you get so many origin crystals? The young man in yellow stood up and stared at Ouyang Long. There was a flash of killing intent in his eyes, but he recognized Ouyang Long's identity. This video will end